which you should apply to try to reduce the force of anger and also try to promote and enhance its opposite, which is the altruism.
So da dile dizane semgi namju da ngara 가서 그렇지 남도 그게다 착고를 여대봐 다디 아니 도스 남주당 가서 정보 샤샤나 남도 쳐주 찍여 버려 단디 단 근데 숨을 쓰려면 단 대신 뭔가 레인 거 봐. 남배중의 샤베 있나다. 남의 박자가 터는 용대야. 다 셰디도 봐. 곰지다 박자가 터네. 자, 뒤에 이번 인도산에 다 다당 안 소리야. 지 롤hen지기. 지 르지 참나로 여대봐. 다 디기 땅 아주 동해 먼거지 용기 봐 인도산에 다 디주지도 않고 와 봐.
So what is required here is to really examine through an introspective process how diverse thoughts and emotions arise in us, and there's of course the philosophical question as to why thoughts and emotions of different types occur in us naturally. Of course, Buddhist philosophy has one explanation. Buddhist philosophy talks about the fact that many of these arises from past habituations or karma, and also what it calls propensities of the human thought and emotions. And when we leave them unexamined and undisciplined, it leads to all sorts of problems and crises and sufferings and misery and so on. So what is required is a kind of a consciously adopted discipline by which we can analyze the nature of these thoughts and emotions and encourage and enhance those positive aspects and discourage and reduce the force of the negative aspects such as anger, hatred and so on. What is required is the encouragement and promotion of its antidote, which is love and compassion. Now, in the case of doing that, it's simply not enough to recognize that this is what is required. And also it is not enough simply to wish that love and compassion increase in us. What is required is, again, a concerted effort, sustained, continuous concerted effort in cultivating these positive aspects within us. And also, a key really here is a constant familiarity. The nature of human thought and emotions is such that the more you engage in them, the more you consciously engage in them, the more you develop them, the greater it becomes, the greater its force becomes. So that is a fact of human emotions and human thought. Therefore, in the case of love and compassion, one has to consciously develop them, enhance their force. And so what we are talking about here is a way of cultivating a habit, a positive habit, and which is done through what we call meditation.
곰세하게 단다디 드시스기에 말해 가서 말아서 동해 민두부터 대한대 버시 레디 민두신도 동해 મં구지 태대야디 가르 주머스럽나 랑섬지 원도송 나 낭배드시 자자비나 낭섬지 원도송 랑니 섬지 샹원도송 샘 뇽모베 샹원도송 텔러 때는 이니 레사는 동해 구야래 대성도 마세베 지금 남 뇽모 문주와 계zam니네 샘럽도 멋이워지는지 고용되기도 봐. 자, 근데 이번 인도산에 다 샘
When we talk about meditation, what exactly do we mean by meditation? Now, meditation from the Buddhist point of view is a spiritual discipline, a discipline that allows you to have some degree of control over your thoughts and emotions. Because from the Buddhist point of view, it is maintained that the reason why we do not achieve the kind of happiness that we are seeking, and we are constantly facing suffering and undergoing misery, is because in our normal life, in our undisciplined state of being, we let ourselves be controlled by our thoughts and emotions. And our thoughts and emotions are in turn controlled by negative impulses, negative emotions, and so on. So what is required here is to reverse that cycle so that our thoughts and emotions are freed from their kind of subservience to negative impulses, and we gain control, we ourselves as individuals gain control of our own thoughts and emotions. Now we do that through a process of discipline, such as meditation. Constantly, sort of our thoughts are, chased by various events and so on and so forth. So we don't have that kind of focused discipline. From a Buddhist point of view, meditation practice has to choose a positive object, which can then allow you to enhance your ability to focus on that, and then through that familiarity, you become more and more kind of sort of close or intimate to that particular object. So that's one type of meditation, and in the classical Buddhist literature, that type of meditation is described as absorptive meditation or single-pointed meditation. Then that alone is not sufficient. What is required is an analytic dimension as well. So through the recognition of pros and cons of different types of emotions and thoughts, then you will be able to enhance those positive states of mind which contribute towards your sense of satisfaction and sense of serenity and tranquility and so on, and then you will be able to reduce those aspects of thoughts and emotions that lead to suffering, dissatisfactions and so on. So an analytic aspect is also required.
범자 미다고다 우리 사잖아. 미다고디 다 그래서 깨지기 직배 등이래 삼배 타 최병하는 로 해니 샤베이나 조금 고민 버리. 조금을 치면 버리.
For example, if you take the example of impermanence, meditation on impermanence as an example, if the meditator or if the individual remains single-pointedly focused on the fact that everything is momentarily existing, everything is transient, everything is impermanent, and remains single-pointedly focused on that thought, that is a single-pointed meditation. Whereas if the person sort of meditates on impermanence by constant application of the various reasons or various sort of indications of impermanent nature of things, and reinforces the conviction through that kind of analytic process, and that is an analytic meditation on impermanence. What is common to both of them is that both can be said to be meditation on impermanence. So the object remains the same. It's the way in which the meditation is applied that is different.
다 전조 고민가 로리야. 미버디 간에 딱다 돼야리야. 개인디 바로 제용이 될래야 아니 친구도 가봐서 인식도 와.
The traditional Buddhist texts speak about 4 principal obstacles that one must overcome in order to have a successful meditation. And these are at the sort of coarse level of mind, the kind of the naturally scattering nature of our thoughts. We tend to often get completely scattered, and then there is what is called the kind of mental sleepiness. And then at a bit more subtle level, there is what is known as the mental excitement. That is the fluctuating nature of our mind. And then what is known as the laxity, which is what makes our mind kind of unable to retain its kind of vitality.
묵보 침이 줄셔버리. 전다 묵보 세대야되니 가다지 심 그게다 그 검제배 되는지 로그 세고 켜는 매다 배 심파 집에 가서 배 다 묵보 서로 다 아마 징대로 배마 다 가게 배 삼천은 미서지게 되지. 그래서 멍치대 되는지. 근데 징의 줄이 징어 말이 잡으래. 디 징의 줄이 잡으래. 징의 준대 시행도 전에 디 징의 줄이 시. 자 간다오다 묵보스 자된 거 아주 지금 상무스게 과외 되버로 지금 낙토민이 되는 거다 들라 묵보스가. 지상 가는저 아니 기본으로 제일 왔다. 되게 배 상무 중국에 배 그도 지금 초디도 그 남도로 담배를 샤는 스머지 위에 되게 다 가게 상마다 이제 이는 거라. 최근 이 서로 최근에 팀 대집에 가돌이야. 애들 식시지 기부였어요.
So
기부였었다.
So one of the 4 obstacles, which is said to be mental dullness or mental sinking is probably a better word, is said to be the cause of laxity at a more subtle level, mental laxity. But mental sinking is In fact, it can be quite pleasant.